Oh my God, what an incredible adventure we just had. My friend Dan called me up the night before and said he had an opportunity to go fly in a P51 Mustang. Little did I know that I would get the opportunity to shoot that P51 Mustang with my camera. And what a great time we had. We ended up inviting my friend Rob as well, who has an RV14, to come join us. So I flew down in my RV6, Rob caught up to us in his RV14, and we met our friends Darren and Jeff to take us up in two wonderful airplanes. I got to shoot the Mustang from the back of the T6, canopy open. It was so cool. So come along and learn a little bit more about these two planes and get to experience some of the adventures we just had. Unfortunately, the camera just doesn't capture it, and I wish I could have brought you all along with me, but I'm sure you'll enjoy this. So this is my friend Dan, and Dan is the one who set this all up for me today. So Dan, are you excited about what we're gonna do?
I don't think anybody on earth is going to have more fun than we are today, Chris. This will be the video of the century.
It's going to be pretty cool. I can't wait, and we're looking forward to it. Once we arrived and made introductions, we started to discuss making this a photo shoot. I had brought my gear, but I wasn't sure if I was up to that responsibility. All three pilots had extensive formation experience, and of course we all wanted an excuse to fly, so why not? I warned everyone that I had no experience as an aviation photographer, but let's see what we could do. We all agreed that if we got at least one good shot, it would be a great success.
Then we'll get the wing up, and if Chris is doing the photo stuff, then he can take shots of the airplane going around.
He can get a couple of shots of that, and then he's going to come up.
So you kind of stay out a little bit. Let us do that first. Yeah. But then I can step away if you want to come in and form up.
We'll just try to form up and hold the formation.
Briefing complete, we got into our respective airplanes. I got the coveted back seat of the T6 with Jeff as pilot in command. Darren was the pilot in command of the P51, and both Dan and Rob got the ride of a lifetime in the back seat. Let's get in the air and get those shots. As we took off in the T6, I tried to get comfortable in the back seat. The seat was built to swivel, probably for a gunner, and using my foot I could release the seat and rotate around 360 degrees. I could open and close the rear canopy as well, and I had an incredible view. As the Mustang formed up on the T6, I thought of the brave aviators who had this same sight picture as an enemy plane approached with live rounds going off. You wouldn't want to see this P51 approaching behind you, that's for sure. We were all so fortunate to be doing this in peacetime with these lovingly cared for airplanes. As the P51 formed up off our wing, I was doing my best to make sure my camera didn't go flying out of the back of the T6 into the wind. I couldn't see the viewfinder, so the best I could do was to point in the general direction of the plane and hope it could capture focus and exposure. We did multiple trips around the circle to catch the light. Here is my favorite shot of the Mustang. Let me know in the comments what you think. I know I have a lot to learn about shooting airplanes, especially from the back of a T6. Next up, Rob in his beautiful RV14 set up to join the formation. The RV14 has a lot of the P51 heart and soul, as it's a high-performance, extremely nimble, low-wing airplane. It was an interesting contrast between the latest in performance two-place low wings and the graceful beasts of the 1940s. Of course, the P51 has a ton more power and a much higher maximum performance. Now Rob positioned the RV14 into the middle lane, and we tried to line up a nice shot of the P51 and the RV. What do you think? Rob's bright red and blue paint job made for a stark contrast with straw bust too. This was quite a photo moment for Rob's young RV14. After a few shots, the P51 peeled off, and Darren gave Dan the experience of some light aerobatics in his dream plane, the P51 Mustang. The T6 maneuvered away, and Jeff allowed me to take the controls as we did some light maneuvers before landing, giving me a taste of flying the T6. Finally, it was Rob's turn to go up in the P51. Darren allowed Rob to take the P51 through a gentle roll. I must mention that both Darren and Rob have extensive aerobatic flying experience. I think Rob will remember this roll for a long time. All good things must come to an end, and these planes were burning through avgas at a rapid rate. As Darren lands the P51, I think I speak for Dan and Rob when I say we were all so grateful that Darren and Jeff were willing and able to spend the day letting us experience these magnificent planes. There's so much work that goes into keeping these old warbirds flying, not to mention significant expense. We all had a great day experiencing these wonderful planes. If you'd like a deep dive on what it's like to own and fly these planes, be sure and check out this other video where I do a detailed interview with both Darren on the P51 and Jeff on the T6. Thanks for coming along on another Silva adventure, and be sure to subscribe so you can join me on the next one. I'd love to hear what you thought of this in the comments below. See you again soon. Hey, you know, that looks like Tom Cruise in Maverick. You need to put a spark plug on.
That is me.